the way Ronnie likes to play. But, you know, you've got to give credit, as Dennis mentioned at the close with that last frame. To win 3 frames with a high break of 37 just shows you what a great match player Mark Selby is. Now, we obviously know he's got a chance to level at 4-4. Can you imagine that? O'Sullivan's dominated the session and Selby could come out 4-4. It might happen.
Can just get to the potting angle of this one. Play that with quite a bit of right-hand side and probably caused him to miss the pot, but he had to make sure he got round the back of the black and reds.
They're the ones he was potting virtually every time last night. We know that the red above the black pots. This was a good pot. Nine feet 3. Total length of that pot and right into the heart of the pocket. How is he going to find a gap? If he finds the gap, it's too hard. Too hard. End of break.
I think he thought he might just cannon that red there, the way he was looking. And he would have been on that red that you mentioned to the right of the black. But it just slipped past the red that he was hoping to cannon.
Mark Selby 6.
Because that angle that he did take, if he plays it with more pace, he can come off the cushion and out onto that. But he must have just slightly misjudged the cannon there, or the angle it took.
But once again, a very poor safety from Mark. He hasn't got anywhere near the baulk cushion. He found the baulk cushion every shot, as did Neil Robertson yesterday. All of a sudden, Ronnie's now gone to sleep a little. Concerned about pushing a red over. As you can see, they're just seeing what happens. Steve was talking about the way Ronnie plays thick safety shots. You know, Ronnie would probably be trying to play the red at the top of the pack to make sure he brings a few reds out. Mark's taking the thin one on, which of course hardly moves anything into play. And once again, is it called a baulk colour? This is very unlike Selby. It really is. I mean, he's done so well to win 3 frames the way he's played.
Well, he's looking at a shot. If he takes this on, there's a pot, but there's such a small gap to go through. But I think he'll settle for the safety. But sometimes when he gets in a mood, he is looking at it now. You watch. Oh no, he's playing a thin safety, I think, surely. Yeah. But he did look at a very, very difficult shot. And I think that's a better choice. It's just his focus throughout this year's World Championship. Ronnie, I can't remember him once playing the wrong shot. You know, a few seasons ago, if he got a bad kiss or a nudge, he'd have a go at something that he shouldn't have really taken on. Hasn't done that. He's played all the correct shots. And that's why he's here, going for his hat-trick of world titles. That's not the best. Much too thick on that one. It might be another awkward frame. Look at the black with those 4 reds there. If he takes this up into the corner, this will be a test of his cueing, because it looks to be just off straight. Yep, need to push that cue through in a fairly straight line. No. There'll be somebody upstairs in the Champions Lounge watching that shot. If that red had went across the cushion and in, that's how the first maximum break was ever made of the Crucible Theatre. Cliff Thorburn potted one like that across the cushion and created history after that.
Foul. Mark Selby 4.
Maybe just lost a little bit of focus just at the moment. This is the last frame of this session, and as we said earlier, if Mark Selby gets out of this 4-all, he'll be absolutely over the moon.
Yes, and if he can pot this, he'll play into the bunch of reds. So, okay, there's no need to bring reds into play, but he will, you know, just play it firm, bring all those reds into play. The black's had a commission. There's every chance he's going to finish on the pink or a bought colour. If he tries to start playing with side to get a gap, it makes the pot harder. Plain ball, he goes straight into that bunch. That's what he's done, and he's unlucky. It was worth the risk. It really was worth the risk, and he knows it.
1.
But now, Dennis, how does he get safe? Well, I think he's going to have to just play. Well, the red's gone up the other end of the table, as we show you this here. I mean, if he hits that half ball, he's going to head back up the table. And the worst possible outcome, because just to land on a colour with the red up the other end of the table makes it difficult. And if he played to just land on the blue, he'd leave a pot to the right corner pocket. He could maybe run to the black, but he would need a lot of help to reach it, to bridge over those 4 reds. That's what he's thinking about now. And if he tries to come off the side cushion and hit the yellow, he's got the red up the other end of the table that he can leave. So what a situation that Mark Selby is faced with here. Well, if anyone can find his way out of a situation like this, you'd have to say it's Mark Selby, but how's he going to do it? I mean, if he could land full ball on the green, it would be safe, but
green ball.
He's going to try that. He's going to have to play this with lots of side and hopefully just land full ball on the green. If he slips past it, he leaves the red. Well, it's a great attempt. It's a great attempt. He's still left a possible pot, though. He was trying to get it right on top of the green there. Full ball. This red wouldn't have been available for Ronnie.
Well, same scenario, isn't it? Mark had no option but to play into the bunch of reds below the pink. Ronnie, if he takes this on, has got no option to play into the 3 reds near the black. And these testing moments for Ronnie. He's not been cueing well this last couple of frames. But well done. Has he got a bit of good fortune? Not this time.
1.
I think he can cue at the yellow here. The red won't be in his way. So this is just as difficult as the red he's just knocked in. The red's just a slight distraction there. Now, where's he going to finish here?
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
At first glance, it's not that bad. The red to the right of the black cuts in. The one near the left corner is difficult with the rest, so he had a bit of a result there, had Ronnie.
This is the result that Dennis was talking about. Once you miss the yellow, you're entitled to leave a red on. But Ronnie's just got into his shot at the moment, struggling. Well, I can only presume that Mark Selby can stun this in and probably finish on the pink in the middle, but this is a tough pot. The one next to black that Dennis talked about, the cut, looks as easy as this one. Where's the red going this time? He's had one go at one of these.
Thank you.
What is it? He's left it right over the hole. Probably felt the only red he could leave on was the one he was going for, and what's happened? He's left it.
Not a straightforward positional shot, as we show you that red almost go into the pocket. He attempted it. But to get away from that angle with the cue ball, he's got to get plenty of action on this. And he's got plenty of action on it, I can tell you. To get that wide up into that position from there was excellent. You could see from that side-on shot, the pause and then delivering the cue. I mean, there's not a great deal of players that can create that amount of cue power to play that shot.
Six.
Yes, in a few shots' time, should Ronnie continue the break here, the black will be in play because the red to the right of the black will pot. So concentrate on pink and blue for a few shots.
Seven.
He's going through a spell at the minute where he's not got complete control of the cue ball. Wow, that's the total points on the tournament of these two players all the way to the final. Can you believe that? 5-6, 7-4, 5-6, 7-4. Unbelievable. Just using the reds to try and slow the cue ball down. He's done that, but he's faced with a tricky one. Still pots though.
12.
Oh, that's good from that position.
13.
Awkward cueing, and to judge that cutback, he's given himself a great chance now. Over 2 days, 4 sessions. You set yourself targets. You want to win the little mini sessions 3-1, and if you can win the
17.
session 5-3, you'll be quite happy. Anything more is a bit of a bonus. The chances
18.
there for Ronnie to get out of this with a 5-3 advantage. Not a straightforward run to the winning line in this
24.
frame. That little triangle of reds, well, one of them at the back will be available eventually.
$25.
A nice little cannon here when potting the pink. We'll develop both these reds. And you've got a perfect picture there of the little screw shot just flicking the other red out of the way.
31. $32.
Well, there's a 10% difference in the pot success rate, and that's purely because Mark's not been scoring heavily at all when he gets in the balls. And if you'd have told Mark Selby you're going to play 8 frames against O'Sullivan this afternoon, after 8 frames you've only made 1 break over 30, what scoreline would you be pleased
38.
with? Would he have said, I'd be pleased to win a frame? Well, that's not the scenario, because he could actually win all 4.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
He could win 4
38.
frames. Can you believe that? I was just going to say, it'd be bite your hand off to win 3 out of the session. A chance to get right back at level at 4-4 going into tonight's session.
I don't think anyone seen that coming.
One.
No, he's got an angle on the pink here. He can play for the red I mentioned, the one at the back nearest the black. Or he could try and, well, he's finished on that one. In fact, it's flicked the black out.
7.
He could finish on the black here, possibly. So all
8.
of a sudden, the roles are reversed here.
$15. $16.
Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan can just sit and, well, he's hoping that something can go wrong, but he looks fully focused here, Mark Selby. He didn't expect this chance, and he's going to grab it here.
23.
No problem getting on that
24.
red. That's to the right of the cue ball. And no problem with the one up by the yellow.
Yeah, I suppose he'd like to leave an angle on this red to screw up for the blue or bought colour off this last red. And he's got that.
31.
Decision time. Do I roll it in and leave a half ball black and have to play a risky positional shot, or do I screw up for the pink or blue?
32.
Has he got the correct angle to screw back? He's got to miss the middle pocket with lots of reverse side. Yeah, you can see where he's hitting the side. Now watch the white when it hits the cushion below the pocket. Oh, this is a great shot. Needs to pull up. He's maybe hit it too well. He has hit it too well. That's amazing.
38.
Amazing. So another twist to this final frame.
I'm surprised he could pop the pink and hit the cushion where he did. If we get a chance to show you the pink again, just look at the angle on the pink here. I mean, it looked like he could only possibly get 2 inches past the jaws of the middle pocket, and he actually developed an angle to get virtually 1.5 foot past the middle pocket. Amazing.
Yeah, he just got too much reverse side onto that. What a shot he's faced with here. Yep, see, I think it's with these very lively cloths you can make that sort of angle. That's all he could do with this one.
Okay. Mark Selby, 38.
Well, he needs another chance. But that was his highest break of the match so far, and it's only 38. And could he get out of this session 4-4?
Thank you.
Well, he nearly pushed that red on. Left a straight pot for the middle. How's the length with this? Looks pretty good. There's always room
Miss.
around the back of that.
Mark Selby 4.
Mark will have this replaced.
Yeah, the green, please.
I think the green was on its spot, I think. Might have been just off the spot, but yeah, just below the spot there. Looks pretty good. Yeah, that's about spot on, Brendan.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. As I say, that red's far enough away from the cushion
Mark. Keep.
to make this
Thanks.
not a straightforward escape. Well, we'll settle for the outcome. You never really know where they're going to go, but that'll do nicely. Thank you very much.
If the white had been 6 inches further to left, it's an easy safety shot. But where it is now, it's a very difficult safety shot because the double kiss is on. What way would you play this then? Would you try and just hit it thick and try and leave the white at this end?
Well, if he plays the thin one, he can send it across and back over behind the black, but he'd have to be so accurate with that because he could cannon into the pink as he's pointing there. I think the red is just slightly off the cushion, so he'll have to be absolutely spot on with this. Oh, he's got the double kiss. Where's the red? Where is the red going? Well, absolutely amazing. What a
Quiet,
fluke.
please.
Well, you could hear the cheers from the Selby supporters. You can hear the groans and moans from the O'Sullivan supporters. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Mark Selby 1.
It's amazing. The tension of a final frame of a session. Amazing. Mark maybe should have just given himself a few more seconds there.
Well, this black is a shot that. Well, if he'd have been playing really great, and that would cost him, you know, the frame, he'd have been even more distraught. But the fact that he's got out of this session,
5.
if Ronnie clears by only losing 5 frames,
9.
it's hard to kind of put it in perspective. You know, there's just miss an easy ball to probably level at 4-4, but having only 1-2 breaks over 30, he's got to be pleased with 5-3.
14.
Well, luckily the black's where it is because Ronnie's got the right angle on the pink, so there's no problem at all with this. Ronnie O'Sullivan started brilliantly, breaks
20.
of 69, 102, 63 again later on. It looked like Ronnie could run away with the first session. He'd be pretty pleased now to have won the first session by 2 frames. Wasn't awe-inspiring in the second half. Ronnie O'Sullivan played well in the first half. Mark Selby got it back into the match, but he still trails at the end of the first session by 5 frames to 3.